You're watching the Eternal Tournament Series.
And we are back for the final round, round number 6 of week 4, the Eternal Tournament Series in season 2. I am Mark, aka aReNGee. In the booth with me, I've got Ilyon, we've got Chalice, we've got Argenport. What are you thinking about these? What do you think about this matchup, Ilyon?
I mean, it's looking pretty interesting. Like you said, it's Chalice versus Argenport, so we'll see if Chalice is able to take down Argenport. I guess the battle of the villains here, right?
Yeah.
Who do you cheer for? Personally,
nobody.
Personally, I'm a fan of Chalice. I actually like Chalice. I think that the matchup's kind of interesting, and so we should see some interesting plays here. The Inquisitor's Blade for the AP mid deck here, because it is actually running Inquisitor's Blade, should be fairly important. Yeah, because the problem with Chalice is that it does have a little bit of an issue with flyers. Cawthon has always fixed that a bit, but I mean, really, that's all that you have. And then you've got to look at like maybe Island's Choice or Vanquish, but you know. And it looks like we're jumping into the game here, so we're gonna tell them ready to go. And we've got a pretty sweet hand here from Sifu, so I think that we have to slam keep this, right? I mean,
yeah, I don't think Sifu's throwing this.
It's a little bit awkward that you use up your Waystone, but I mean, not too much of a problem. Kind of sucks that you're not protected from sabotage, but
I think that's perfectly fine. And you get to lead with Banner here, so you have the opportunity of drawing another primal source if you wanted to. Or so you might not even have to fire off the Waystone. And again, like, is the Waystone going to be great here? Maybe not, you know?
Yeah, Waystone, I mean, Waystone is really, really nice if you happen to have the Chalice to protect it. But without having the Chalice, like, it's not as big of a deal. And you also have to, I mean, you'd have to have 4 primal anyways, right? Like, you'd have to be able to get to the 4 primal, so it's going to take a while for that to happen. So you're not too plussed about just using it right now. And Cawthon here just going to stonewall this Argenport deck for a little while.
Yes, Serb are not going to be able to attack in. If they want to bluff a Finest Hour, they could, but considering they don't have any Finest Hours in their list and they're only in the sideboard, that'd be a little difficult to do.
Yeah, you could hope that sifudanny's not paying much attention, but I can't bank on it, honestly.
Yeah.
And we're getting an attack.
Ooh, do you
I like that.
Yeah. I think you're fine if they double block at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean, you certainly don't mind them using up their Aegis units on your Cawthon. You're not able to ultimate it anytime soon. You've got the late game anyways in double channel, so your late game is not the issue here. The issue is living through the early game. Oh, and there's that Inquisitor's Blade I talked about. Yep, and that's huge because, I mean, you got to use double Desert Marshal. Good thing that they have it, honestly. Desert Marshal plus Eileen's Choice can clean it up, but it's going to get Destiny, so you can put it back onto the Crown Watch. They might use the Desert Marshal simply because of that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think at that point you're definitely firing off this second Desert Marshal in order to silence both the Blade and the Crown Watch Paladin. I think there's actually an argument to do it on your turn, so that way they can't they don't get another Warcry. I guess you don't care about the Warcry and you're just hoping to like block it up, but I don't know. I always tend to be on the side of less Warcry is the better, you know?
Yeah, and we will see the Desert Marshals, we thought, because like Eileen's Choices doesn't answer the Inquisitor's Blade, and if Inquisitor's Blade gets Destiny into play on another Aegis unit, that's a bit of a problem for Sifu here.
Yeah, so Temple Scribe gets to come down, draw another card. It is a power. That's going to be good. Sifu is happy about that. And, now this Eileen's Choice can actually take care of the Crown Watch Trader. We can see a nice little chump here, because I can't imagine the Crown Watch Paladin's going to be swinging into the Desert Marshal and the Temple Scribe, unless we see the Bloodletter suited up on it.
Yeah, I could honestly see a Bloodletter come down here onto the Aegis unit.
And then it forces a double block.
It does force a double block.
One of those being Cawthon. So that's not bad.
It really depends on whether or not you're thinking that you're worried about the harsh rule here. And I think that I would advocate for not doing that, because you know that sifudanny's list is going to be trying to get as many harsh rules as possible. You don't want to make that too good for them. Because if you trade off the Crown Watch, you're in a lot of trouble here. You've got the Slay to clean up, So now Harsh Rule is one of those things that you're hoping your opponent has, because they have to Harsh Rule, get rid of their own Desert Marshal, and you still at least have the Crown Watch. Like you get the Crown Watch Paladin still.
Which I think you can just kind of leave back at this point, right? So we just go ahead and play the time sigil. I don't think you Harsh Rule yet. I think you play the
Eileen's choice.
Yeah.
Like Serb is hoping to draw out the Harsh Rule and leave back the Crown Watch Paladin so they have a threat post Harsh Rule, I think is kind of what the goal is here. Yeah, and you're suited up now because now you're not trading it. It'll run into Eileen's choice. You're probably Eileen's choice the Crown Watch Paladin now.
Exactly. Yep. So that way,
yeah, no, that's Okay. You chump block because you're going to save yourself some damage. If you're going to Harsh Rule, then you might as well chump block.
All right. Wow, and there's a third channel, the Tempest. So if Sifu can get some power going, it's going to be pretty good. However, Serb does have this 7/9 Tavrod in hand. I have to imagine we're going to see it hit the battlefield. We do. That's a Desert Marshal. Fire it off now. There we go. Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, this is an awful situation for sifudanny. They need 2 draws to get to channel. Everything else is pretty irrelevant. And I mean, you're still facing down a 7/9.
Yeah.
You silence Tavrod, but you're still facing in a 2-turn clock here. I don't think I would slam the Enforcer. I think you just hold back.
Yeah, I agree.
The one way to get out of this is for Sifu to top deck a Harsh Rule and just get you.
I mean, like the benefit here is that you force Sifu to have an answer this turn, and he doesn't, so you just win. So I don't hate that from Serb.
No, it's not the worst play. There's definitely arguments for both. I think I would hold back, but I can definitely see either way. And you kind of got to know that they don't have the Harsh Rule. They probably wouldn't have gone for the Desert Marshal unless they're really next leveling you.
Wow.
But that was a fast one. Drawing triple channel without enough power will tend to end games. Chalice thrives on getting that late game value, but it has to get to the late game to get the value.
Yeah. So what are we looking at board wise? What do you think?
For the sideboard, I mean, the Argenport list, I don't think wants to put in really much of anything. Maybe some of the protects just to help against more of the Harsh Rules. Probably another Sabotage as well to try and get rid of Harsh Rules in advance, get rid of your Chalices so you don't have to worry about those kinds of cards. You get a lot of time to Sabotage against the Chalice list. They spend a lot of time setting up. What do you think we'll see out of this Chalice list?
I think the Hailstorms will end up coming in. Those seem pretty good here. Crown Watch Paladin's a little bit rough there, but the fact that it answers... it answers Rip Knife, it answers Interrogator, it answers Unseen Commando, it answers Valkyrie Enforcer. Just seems good all the way around. Scorpion Wasp, as we talked about earlier, I think that will probably come in. It's a great answer for Tavrod. Not so great against a Crown Watch Trader, but if the Crown Watch Trader gets silenced at any point in time, not the worst thing there. Do you decide in
anything like a Rain of Frogs or Archive Curator?
It's Rain of Frogs is in there. So I was about to ask you about the Archive Curator. I think is Rain of Frogs, do you want that here though?
I mean, you're hoping to hit a Tavrod with it, if anything. I don't think that you would put it in because you're generally, that you're going to be the one on the back foot here in this matchup. You're the one that's going to be the more controlling list. So I don't think that you care too much about Rain of Frogs. Rain of Frogs feels more like for a more of a mirror control list, like getting rid of something like a Moment of Creation or against other slower decks. I don't know that you want it here. Curator, I think you leave out.
Really, I mean, it's blocking Enforcer, it's blocking Commando, it's offering another silence. It also blocks Crown Watch Paladin as well.
Yeah, because it'll silence it. That's fair. I mean,
it just trades. It's a 1/4. So I don't know.
It's fine. With Crown Watch Paladin. Sorry, I thought you said Crown Watch Trader.
Yeah,
because it can stop Crown Watch Trader too because it can silence it and keep it as a 3/5.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I think that if you're already siding in Scorpion Wasps and Hailstorms, I'm not sure how much else you can take out realistically.
Just do a little full 15 card swap.
All right, we're getting. They are
games are back underway. Serb is on the draw. Sifu on the play this time, though missing a Justice Source. So I don't think Sifu is going to be able to keep this hand. Serb's hand, I can't quite see, but it does look a lot better because I do see a Crown Watch Paladin and a Rip Knife Assassin.
Yeah, with the power to play.
Second hand's pretty good.
Oh, man. Serb's hand here looks great.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Inquisitor's Blade and Crown Watch, we already saw how good that is. Just demands multiple answers out of sifudanny, who doesn't have them here. Mm-hmm. Last time they had the double Desert Marshal, but this time just the Vanquish, and you really need to silence it too, right?
You do. Yeah, you really do. Otherwise, it's just going to come back later. Also opens it up as for a Tavrod hit. Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. What do you think Serb's going to be leading on, though? The Rip Knife or the Crown Watch Paladin?
I would lead on the Crown Watch, I think. Okay. It kind of depends on what you like. So you were saying that Sifu's on the play?
Sifu is on the play. Serb is on the draw.
Yeah, so I guess that it would really depend on what you've seen out of Sifu here, because I mean, if Sifu were to get a Temple Scribe kind of thing online, then obviously you're probably not gonna lead with the Paladin. But besides that, I'd probably lead with it because you want to try and get into the Inquisitor's Blade. I don't know. Yeah, because I mean, you also don't want it to be targeted by anything.
Wow.
That sabotage.
Sabotage off the top. Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, and actually, do you take the Chalice or do you take Wisdom?
Neither? You don't play anything? Ooh.
I
don't know about that.
Yeah, because now you're waiting till turn 3 to sabotage now? Right? Because your turn 2, you're playing a unit. There's almost no way you're not playing a unit, right?
I don't see, man.
I understand the reasoning, wanting to allow Sifu to draw a few more cards, and if Serb has made up their mind that the sabotage is only going after Crystalline Chalice, then playing it on turn 3 is perfectly fine.
Yeah, if you only want to get it, and that's generally what you want to hit. The optimal hit is either like a Harsh Rule or a Chalice, so you know that you're going to be able to do it on turn 3 and be just fine. But I guess we're looking at this because we actually see the cards in hand, right? So we know that sabotage would be so good. But if you know from the player's perspective, it actually makes perfect sense to just kind of slow roll it here.
Yeah.
And now they're just going to slam this Paladin because there's no real threat of, a Hailstorm or whatever. You also know that there's no Hailstorm or Harsh Rule in hand. And I definitely, when we're going back to Wisdom of Elders versus Crystalline Chalice, I easily Chalice.
Oof.
The whole goal of the deck for Wisdom is just to draw Chalice. So
critically, though, Serb just missed their 4th land drop. Not going to be able to play the Inquisitor's Blade at all. Serb now has to also decide if they want to fire off that Slay on this Amber Acolyte in order to let their units through.
I would just attack with the 2/2.
That's fair. Now they can trade off. You get another Warcry. All right. Yeah, you get another Rip Knife Assassin, and then you still have the play of if you draw power. However, this Lumen Defender is coming down, and that's a little scarier.
And that one you're probably fine slaying, although now you get the power for the Inquisitor's Blade, so that's probably the play. And I just A-space, I think. I'd be willing to trade the Deadly for the Deadly, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Nope. Not going to do it here, though.
Yeah, I would have I agree with you. I would have liked to have seen an A-space. You would have got 2 Warcries that turn, and worst case, you trade, right?
Yeah, and I don't mind trading there either, because on 6, kind of the play that you're worried about from sifudanny is either some kind of Harsh Rule, or just playing Lumen, with the Lumen Defender, playing Chalice and then using it, right? So they have the unit in play, so they can play Chalice and use it on turn 6. You don't want to actually give them that option. It's fine to keep them off of units because they really need them to actually start rolling the Chalice value train. I mean, 5/2 Inquisitor's Blade is a deal.
Yeah, we are going to see the Eileen's Choice come out, pop the Aegis on the Crown Watch Paladin. That's going to allow sifudanny to go ahead and play Harsh Rule this turn, clean up most of the board, but thanks to those Warcries, there's still going to be a 4/3 Crown Watch Paladin lying around. Though, Vanquish and 7 power, sifudanny is going to be able to clean up the entire board.
Yeah, Sifu's got enough to clean up everything. We really need to see Serb hit a power here so that they can get this Tavrod online.
Yeah, and if there is a power, otherwise, because you can't even play the Crown Watch Trader. Crown Watch Trader needs another shadow.
Yeah, there's short shadow currently. Oh no! Oh, the absolute worst draw immediately hitting the Destiny on the Inquisitor's Blade so that it goes directly to the void.
Wow.
No blade for you. Ouch. And now we're going to see sifudanny just kind of going off here, drawing a ton of cards and getting
there's a seed,
solid
there's a Temple Scribe. Oh,
wow. What a turn. That's brutal for Serb here.
Mm-hmm. And with Sifu still sitting at 19, it's not like Serb doesn't have an easy way out of kind of cheesing a win. Granted, Sifu only has power in hand. They do have the Amber Acolyte. Being able to play that's just another power in hand. There's 3 cards left, all of which just basic sigils. So not even like able to like scout or anything. And there was the 5th power for Serb. Also the 2nd shadow sigil. Their entire hand's unlocked now.
Yeah, this is like just swinging back and forth because now Serb is looking to be in good position here. Just chooses to go with the Tavrod, assuming that there's no answer here from Sifu. And they're correct. I mean, right now, Sifu's in a lot of trouble.
Wow. All right.
Went from being way ahead to flooding out here very quickly.
And that's another unseen commando off the top for Serb. We'll see if Serb decides to play it. Yeah, that's 4 damage in the air. Plus, you're getting to dig a little bit. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let's see. That's 9/3 Arc Interrogator and Arc Warhammer. All right. So,
I kind of like this, too, just like going as hard as possible to try and finish it before they can possibly draw out of this, because you know that they don't have anything.
Yeah.
You've got to assume that they basically have all powers in hand, or they would have done anything last turn.
And I believe this is lethal. No, because you just play the Bloodletter and then swing, because Sifu did not play the Combre Healer. If had Sifu played the Combre Healer, then or Serb's just not going to go for lethal.
No, I might be worried about like Eileen's Choice getting them.
Yeah,
not putting any more onto the board. With the play that they did last time, actually playing out the commando, I'd have liked to have seen just continuing to be aggressive.
Yeah, and like the fact that like I don't know, Serb like the Sifu didn't do anything. It's not like Serb has like nothing in hand, right? They have a ton of other threats.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, like if they had a protect or something, I could see maybe like
see, this is I really don't like this, especially if you're gonna play this many things out. Like you're hoping
really
that
plays into the harsh rule, but
harsh rule, like I guess maybe Serb's hoping that Sifu fires off a harsh rule, right, and then doesn't have a unit to play, and then you can Arc Runehammer. But yeah, this is just not gonna go the way that Sifu's hoping. Sifu does live through the turn, I think.
I mean, it shouldn't. If they
you Desert Marshal the I think by not
right?
Desert Marshaling this turn, now they're dead, right? Because now they get 4. Yeah, now they're just dead. If they had Desert Marshaled one of the Unseen Commandos, I think they can block enough so that they live. But now they're just 100% dead.
Yeah.
Just another.
We got the attack coming in.
Yeah.
And I don't see a whole lot of outs here for Sifu.
Yeah.
And there's the scoop.
All right. Well, Serb taking that down 2-0 over Chalice. And I thought that would be a little bit more of a game. Yeah, but, not so much. So I know we're already looking for backups.
The triple Chalice triple channel in game 1 just kind of being pretty back-breaking for Sifu there. And then now that game, Danny just really flooded out, just drew a ton of power, and the game turned really, really quickly. The minute they got us at Shadow Source, Tavrod comes down, and Tavrod is known to kind of clean up games, as it turns out.
Yeah, if you don't answer it, it's just going to draw you more cards. More than likely. Nice little dig 5, take 1 or 2 cards. Not the worst by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, so we'll get a backup game here fairly soon. We have Danny there taking down the game. So congratulations to Danny, going 5-1. Should be a lock for top 8, right?
Serb.
Or not Serb. Sorry, Serb, not Danny. I apologize. Other way around.
Yeah. Well,
congratulations to Serb, not Danny.
Oh, there we go. All right, looks like
That's what you expect from me.
Yeah. No, actually, that does not look like it's a game that's going to last very much longer. So we might actually be just having a very quick game 3.
Yeah, so we had some matchups last one that
or round 6. Geez.
Yeah, for round 5, a couple of matches went pretty long, and now we're having some real quick ones. So we're gonna try and find another backup here for everybody, and we might not have one.
So we'll give it a quick second. I don't know. What do you Ilyon, what are you doing with your life? You got anything fun?
I'm kind of wondering what we're gonna have for. What do you think is going to make it here for the finals?
For dinner?
So we've got.
I don't know. There's many different things. I guess I'm sure for the finals.
Yeah, we're looking at top 8s. So we've got Moosh is almost certainly a lock because there were 5 wins coming in. We had Magikarp as well on Praxis tokens. So Moosh and Magikarp are certainly going to be in top 8. We're going to see Serb in the top 8 as well now with Argenport. So we already have 3 different decks. We have Moosh's TJP midrange. We have the Praxis tokens, and we have Argenport midrange. And I mean, I think that we're gonna see. Are we gonna see Argenport midrange take it down again?
I don't know. It looks like Magikarp did win over Moosh though, so that means Magikarp should be in as well, right?
Yep. Magikarp was already 5-0 going into this.
Oh,
round,
duh.
So,
Yeah,
Magikarp, and I think that I actually kind of like this Praxis token list against Argenport.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's.
It kind of depends on how the matchups fall, but I'm starting to feel leaning a little bit Magikarp's way.
Yeah, though because we do have because we have multiple Argenport lists that are making it, right? Am I losing my mind? We have 3 Argenports.
We're gonna have a few Argenports to make it because we've got Kangbreath was in 3rd, Serb just won, going 5-1 to make it for a lock to be top 8. I haven't seen Kangbreath's matchup yet, so I'm not.
Ilya is on Argenport as well, right?
Ilya is also on Argenport. So it kind of depends on whether Ilya and Kangbreath win because they're both on Argenport. If they win, they're definitely going into the top 8.
Ilya did win. Yep.
Ilya did win? Okay.
Yep. Ilya won 2-0 over Komodo.
So yeah, then we're seeing at least 2 Argenport decks in the top list for sure.
Okay. So we know that it's going to be Magikarp, Moosh, Serb, Ilya K.
Yes. So we know 4 out of the 8 so far.
Yep.
And we have, and those 4 different people in the top 8, we have 3 different deck lists. So we have 2 Argenports, but we also have a Praxis tokens and a TJP midrange.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting.
I think
the TJP midrange list also kind of feels like it's built to beat Argenport midrange in a certain way because it is playing all of those Haru pacifiers, right? So it's trying to lock out all of the weapons from the Argenport midrange death. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so as we get more results in, we'll go over the top 8 once we get into the quarterfinals. But we've only got a few games left, so I think we're going to go ahead and cut to a short break and then come right back for the quarterfinals. So make sure you.
Oh well, we might have gotten a backup.
No backup.
We have a backup.
Okay.
We have. A backup.
No. To me, okay, there we go. Paradox versus Platypus. All right, let's see.
We do, in fact, have a backup here. So we're just going to get Paradox up on main cam here in just a second. And we'll find some deck lists to share with everybody. So Paradox is on Big Elysian.
Yeah,
and this was a Tempest ramp. So it's we're looking at a deck that's got like a bunch of Power Stones, Hailstones to clean up early game, and then just a ton of Big Elysian finishers. So 4 Sandstorm Titans, 4 Cersos, 4 Whirlbearer Behemoths, 4 Mystic Ascendants, and 3 Channel the Tempest. So it goes big, and you're looking at like Equivocate and Hailstone to kind of hold down the fort early, as well as Permafrost. And yeah, I mean, kind of a sweet list here. Going up against, who were they against? They're against
ThePlatypusKing.
So
Yep, that was that Moment of Creation deck.
Yeah, so we're going to have the mid-range 2. Yep, so we're going to have a Big Elysian mid-range list versus Moment of Creation. Who can go bigger?
If Paradox can keep enough of their threats around, I think Paradox has a little bit of a leg up, especially since I'm seeing Cerso in Paradox's hand right now. The question is if Platy has an answer to it. If Platy doesn't have an answer, I think they're all right. And actually, like in Fire Time and Primal, there aren't a lot of great ways other than Permafrost to really answer this Surso. So I guess if Platy's got Permafrost, I'm going to give it to Platy. If Platy doesn't have Permafrost, I'm going to give it to, yeah. Okay, yeah, here's the Surso. Looking at Platy's hand, Platy doesn't have Permafrost, but they do have Equivocate. Oh, and just drew a Polymorph. So this Surso is probably not long for the world.
However, he's gonna hop around for a little while still.
Yeah,
just maybe not so much as a piggy anymore. Or I mean, I kind of like in this matchup. I think Channel the Tempest is pretty sweet because I mean, how many unseals are we running in this FTP moment list? They've got 2 in the sideboard, but that's it. So I mean, if the game goes really, really late, then Channel becomes huge, right?
Yeah,
like
I think so too. But I mean, like
go face with it.
Yeah, and this Mystic Ascendant's already drawing stuff. Is going to be drawing cards as well. Because again, Platy can fire off the Equivocate, but the Equivocate still gives Paradox a 6-drop.
Yeah, Equivocate gets a little bit worse the bigger the creature is. It's still good, but not like certainly not insane. Step right up. Platypus is going to be able to land Titan next turn though to kind of stop this.
Yeah, and Ringmaster doesn't do a ton here, right? Like there's no units in Platy's yard. However, if some Sentinels can get in there, I don't know. There's some stuff that could be pretty fun with this Ringmaster. Maybe you just sit on it for a while. No, you just go ahead and play it. And then play the banner, Power
play out your command.
Yeah.
Set yourself up and get Channel afterwards. Yeah. You're hoping that they just play like a Sandstorm Titan to try and block. And well, I guess no, you can't, because you can't kill that with you can kill it with Channel because you draw it, you go to 3. Yeah. So that would actually be perfect because then you'd be able to do that. Well, so that's why Platypus just goes for the Flamestoker here, which makes sense. Argenport Ringmaster, its Infiltrate, will it trigger if there are
It will not.
units?
No, so there's no units, so it's not going to trigger. So the Infiltrate will stay around.
But I think it keeps the Infiltrate is what I'm saying.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
The Channel the Tempest is a little interesting here. And I guess like that's why I'm kind of curious why Paradox played the Power Stone last turn, is because this would have been 1 more point of damage from this Channel the Tempest. Had they not played the Power Stone.
Fair enough. I think that they were thinking that it still cleans up anything that had 6 toughness, which is what they really cared about. They were hoping that Platypus probably like landed something like a Heart of the Vault or Sandstorm Titan, because then they can kill it and buy it back at the Argenport, right?
Be
So I think the choice.
Oh wait, no, this Ringmaster actually does nothing, right? Because it sacrifices at the end of your turn no matter what. So this Ringmaster is going to hit, is going to get back an Infernus, but since it's already been attacking, the charge on the Infernus doesn't actually do anything. So, all right, this Ringmaster is actually not anything. I was like, oh man, they're going to be able to get back a whole bunch of Infernuses now. No, that's not how it works.
Well, I mean, it will get back an Infernus if they can hit, but the chances of them hitting are not super high either. I mean, I guess that because they can chump block with whatever gets polymorphed.
Yeah, but the Infernus just immediately dies at the end of Paradox's turn. So you're not actually getting any sort of value.
Yeah, you're right. Yes. Yeah, I see what you mean. Because, it's still the text on Infernus is that it dies at the end of the turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Since you've already attacked, you're not getting anything out of it. Yeah.
The important thing here, though, is that Paradox next turn can go into Rain of Frogs and get rid of that moment of creation if they so choose.
Yeah, that's the thing they can do. I mean, it's unfortunate that they don't have that channel anymore to kill this Titan.
Yeah, but they have polymorph, right? So, like, whatever.
No, but, like, you wanted to be able to channel it so that you can buy it back on your side with the Ringmaster, right? That would have been kind of ideal, but unfortunately, already fired it off, so not an option here. You're going to, I guess, Rain of Frogs get Moment of Creation. Right now, Platypus has, like, an array of threats. They have 3 things that are all kind of problematic. So a Rain of Frogs here is good, but it's not backbreaking by any means. You're still facing down Flamestoker and a Sandstorm Titan in play. You get to polymorph the one, but you're not... I mean, Paradox is kind of up against the wall here. They've got not a lot of gas in their hand anymore.
And how many channels does Paradox run?
3 channels in the main deck, and let me see if there is one in the sideboard. There is, in fact, a 4th in the side. I've got to think that they're probably running the Thunderstrike Dragon out of the sideboard as well, because this is 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. Flyer's being pretty good against ThePlatypusKing, and it also stops any of the Flamestoker tokens.
All right. Yeah. All right. So Sandstorm Titan going to be able to come down and block. The question is still going to be, Paradox is still more than likely going to be taking 5. Or I guess you can just chump with the frog if you really wanted to.
Yeah. I think if you're Platypus here, do you just attack with everything and then try and Heart of the Vault something to clean up?
Yo, yeah.
Like, you just ace space, right?
Yeah. There's no reason why you don't. Because like now the Infernus blocks, if he blocks the Sandstorm Titan, as you pointed out, Heart of the Vault will clean up the Sandstorm Titan. Like it will bet, like worst case, he just loses the frog. Ooh, I like this. Double blocking on the Sandstorm Titan.
Yeah, no, I think that's the way to do it. I mean, unfortunately, that's really not that great here because of the Heart of the Vault, because you just do 1 to the frog and 4 to the Titan, clean it up with the Heart of the Vault. So it ends up not being too great here for Paradox, because they end up losing both and still taking 5.
Yeah, but that Sandstorm Titan is in the yard now. So if Paradox can figure out a way to get that Ringmaster to connect...
Yeah, I mean, they've got to equivocate, but it'll get blocked by a frog.
All right, so no. If he goes for Polymorph on the Heart of the Vault, all right, and then if Platypus responds with Talir's Intervention to bounce it, then you can equivocate the frog token and get in.
That's true.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. I
mean, all it does is get you a Sandstorm Titan, so like it's not that great. I think that's what we're gonna see. But
yeah, that's awesome. It's not insane value for Paradox, but any little bit here. I mean, Platypus is on 11.
Yeah, they're literally just getting the Sandstorm Titan.
They're not. Wait, what?
Trying to do it next turn. They just assume they're not going to be able to.
Yeah,
and Platypus has a 0 cost to equivocate in hand as well, so it doesn't really do anything.
Oh, they have equivocate in hand.
Yeah,
at 0.
Yeah. But Paradox doesn't know that.
I missed that draw. I think I like the equivocate the frog just to try and get in, get something out of this.
Yeah.
Stop. If you get a Sandstorm Titan, you stop this Flamestoker, right? And that's a real problem for you.
I agree. So now you can still equivocate, but the problem is that Platypus is going to be, or Platy's going to be able to equivocate back to this Argenport Ringmaster, so nothing's actually going to happen here.
They can't equivocate back. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, they have a 0 cost.
Zero. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's not really going to do too much here. And Flamestoker looks like it's just going to take over this game.
Wow.
Like it tends to do.
Wow. Do you see what Platypus got?
Hatchery Hunter?
Yeah.
That is a lot of 2/2 flyers if they want it. Or 3/3s? It makes 3/3s, right?
Yeah.
It's not a card that you see a whole lot. I think it's...
Yeah.
It's 2 mana 3/3s, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yep. You get 2 mana 3/3s. It turns your hand. It turns all the cards in your hand into 2 mana 3/3s.
Ooh, yeah. 2 mana 3/3 Sky Serpents.
All right, so this is actually working out because they waited and Paradox drew that unseal. That unseal now was able to counter the equivocate.
And they get they get a froggy here too.
They do get a froggy. And there's another Sandstorm Titan. Okay. All right. Granted, ThePlatypusKing does have 2 Sandstorm Titans, a Hatchery Hunter, and a Heart of the Vault on top of the deck. So it's still not looking great, but yeah, things could be worse.
Certainly better than it was a minute ago.
Yeah, well, now they're just going to drop 2 Sandstorm Titans, right? Because you're not worried about any sort of mass removal. The only mass removal that Paradox could have would be Crystallize. Are they even running Crystallize?
They do have Crystallize.
Yeah, but the Endurance on the
Sandstorm Titan blocks it. Yeah.
And now
it looks like Platypus might just lead with the Heart of the Vault here.
Yep. I like that. Clean up the Sandstorm Titan.
I mean, you do leave yourself in a bit of a bind if there is the Crystallize, like you said. It might almost just be better to say and safer to not bother cleaning it up and drop 2 of your own Sandstorm Titans.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty reasonable to clean up.
Yeah, so I think we'll probably... I wonder if he just takes 6 here. Block with the Sandstorm Titan on the Infernus. But like, you have to imagine that Platy's got something given that they're swinging out.
Yeah, I mean, it's super worrying here. You know that Platypus has 5 cards in hand. You know that they've got things like Heart of the Vault to warp off the top, and there's going to be torches. Like, it's a tough position right now for Paradox. I think that you just kind of have to deal with it, like you said. Just block Sandstorm on the 5/5 and maybe double block the Heart of the Vault. You might maybe chump block. You have to be able to attack back. If you just double block, you're kind of giving up the game, right?
Yeah, that's why like you have an Aegis, you have the ability to give yourself another Aegis the next turn. I kind of like just taking 6 and going to 4.
I kind of like chump blocking with the 1/1 and then not blocking with the Sandstorm Titan, actually. Taking the 5 instead of the 6.
Okay.
I think that's what I like, because then that means that you're not playing into a Torch or a Heart of the Vault.
Fair. That's fair. Well, let's equivocate. So you could... I actually equivocate your own Ringmaster. See, like, hope... Yep, there we go. Hopefully you get something real good. That is...
Not real good.
Well, you know, I didn't want to be hateful, you know.
It's not the real good that you were looking for.
Yeah.
you know when you're equivocating your own creatures that you're probably on the back foot, and we're gonna see the game cleaned up here by Platypus.
Yeah, Xaxes. Nailed it. All right, well, congratulations to Platypus taking that down 2-1 over Paradox. Does that mean that was a winning in for them? Yeah,
that should be a winning in for Platypus.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
All
Platypus was already sitting fairly high. I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me go and look at the standings right now. No, Platypus was actually Platypus was down the rankings a fair bit. Platypus was 3-2.
I thought we just saw them. Am I getting my rounds mixed up? I thought we just saw them on, or were they a backup match? They might have been a backup match.
Yeah, so we saw Platypus 3 so they go 4-2, which is probably not going to be good enough on tie breaks. It will bump them up a bit, but I don't think that we'll see them making it into the top 8 here with the FTP moment this week.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be it there. Do we have an idea? Can we refresh the bracket, see who's getting in top 8 before we cut to break?
Right now we have. In standings, it's Magikarp at the top with 6 wins.
Okay.
Moosh at 5-1. Dr. Hero at 5-1. Serb at 5-1. Ilyak at 5-1. All in the top 5. Oh, and Tin Man, also rounding out top 6 with 5-1. And then after that, we go down to tie breaks, and it looks like we should have all the matches reporting in. I think that we have all of them reporting in. So
that was
that we have our
game.
top. Yeah, so we have Kang Breath and sifudanny rounding out the top 8.
Yeah,
as our last one. So Sifu, even though they lost to Serb, is still going to make it into the top 8 here on tie breaks.
Yeah, so
just scraping in.
Just barely squeeched it in. Oh wow!
Yes.
I wonder where the breaker was between Sifu and Nishaba. Wow, very close.
Yeah,
very close.
very
a lot
close
of 4 and 2s. But yeah, so that's going to be it, and then we will be back in just a little bit with the quarterfinals of our top 8. So everybody stay tuned, and we'll see you guys then.